This is Ozidi TV. We welcome you. It's a platform where we want to bring out interactively about issues of life that are hidden in between the line of our knowledge, but people cares less about them. And that's the reason why we want it to be known to you that while we are even talking, you still have the opportunity to ask your own question after watching this. With me are my good visitors, or should I call them my guests, who are here with solid questions. They want clarification and better explanation. Welcome to the platform.
Thank you so much.
This is Brother Ebuka and Brother Clement.
Thank you, sir.
You are welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm very happy to be here today.
I believe you have some questions to ask.
I'm already warming up.
Let me hear your question.
Thank you so much, sir. As young people, we have a series of questions that have been bugging us up. And it is bordering on marriage. You know, currently, especially in Nigeria, and once people think of marriage,
okay,
you know, once a young man approach a young lady and talk of marriage, the first thing that strikes their mind is a beautiful wedding, church wedding, where the man dresses up in a nice suit and the woman comes up with this blossoming wedding gown. And we know that this is a high emphasis on the concept of church wedding. And equally, this same man will still go for traditional wedding. So I'm kind of being confused, because when even issues come up in marriages, you find out that they will still say, remember you had a church wedding. That is what people will stamp their feet on to try to get these two people together. So I'm trying to get a clarification from you, sir.
Okay, without waiting for more tonic to your question, I know where you are going. You see, when we talk about marriage, marriage is a big institution.
Oh, yes.
And when you talk about the big institution, you must allow the process that make the marriage authentic to be discussed. So in order to help, yes, people always ask these questions. Why is it that marriage, church wedding is so much important to the heart of people? Not especially sometimes when you get married to a lady and she did not celebrate her church wedding, it will look as if you have denied her the best thing that could happen in life. Yes, but I want to call the attention of young men. No matter how churchy, Christ-like, born again you are, you must know the nitty-gritties of everything. The principle of marriage starts when two people meet. After meeting, they agree that they are going to marry. No pastor is advised to join them together without them fulfilling the obligation of the traditional marriage.
Sir, you know, coming to this obligation of traditional marriage, I wish to ask a kind of question, because I have been very confused. You know, these days you will see young guys, young men, when they want to get married, they will, you know, like you said before, marriage is a beautiful thing. It's very beautiful. So, but I've seen so many young guys, when they want to marry, they will prefer English wine other than that traditional wine, which is expected that the father of the lady is supposed to give.
Yes, that brings us to another portion, another page in this issue. When you want to make your marriage authentic, the authentication is not in the sight of men. I'm talking about the owner of marriage, who started it in the Garden of Eden. You must start it from your father. You are the father of the lady's house. While you are there, you must obey the tradition that follows the marriage. The tradition that follows every marriage does not speak volume of individual custom. Your custom and tradition might be different from my own. It is very bad, and I still say it. As a young man, listen to this. You can help me pass the message across Jerusalem of all places, that if your father-in-law, we all made that mistake, and I believe this generation is supposed not to continue with that mistake. If your father-in-law gives you palm wine, that is during traditional, during the process, you know, in some cases the lady is giving the wine to search for the husband. If you insist that he should give you wine, grape wine, call any brand of wine, On that day, you are killing the tonic of the traditional. Remember, it is called traditional wedding. So you know some people have made that mistake. You now first your father because you believe you're a Christian, you believe you're born again, you believe, oh, I don't want a situation whereby they say I tasted palm wine. You now persuade by virtue of persuasion or argumentation. You tell your father-in-law that on that day, to some people they even buy it by themselves, the brand they want, and hand it over to, and the father-in-law will put it in the fridge to cool for them. On that day, the man will be struggling to open the wine, and he will now pour it and give, and the man will now drink and call it traditional wedding. No. The fact that a full glass cup of palm wine is given to you does not take away your Christian faith.
You know, my brother, this is what we see every day. If you go online, you'll be seeing so many things. So, and we are getting confused day by day. Yes. But with this lecture today, my brother, I'm certainly confused. I know what is right to do.
That is what I'm trying to tell you. You see, when you understand that even Christ himself, during the biblical interpretations of his activities, did not rule out tradition. Do you know that in John chapter 2, when Jesus Christ visited a family friend with the mother and the disciples, concerning, have you ever taken time to ask yourself, the water he turned into wine, was it English wine?
Exactly.
Was it English grape wine?
No.
So sometimes we abuse, we misuse, and we create a kind of argument over something that common sense would have told us this is the way it should be done. I could remember it happened in my own time. Out of overzealousness, I really want my traditional wedding to have a Christian effect. I forced my father-in-law to buy one bottle of grape wine, and but later on, as I started to grow in things of God, the Lord started to tell me that's supposed not to happen. You know, in Christian faith we grow every day. It's not me. That is not. You shouldn't. You're supposed to have allowed the wine to be palm wine. That's what. I even witnessed a traditional wedding where a young man, the wine was given to the young man. He carefully bent down and poured it away. He poured it away and pretended as if he drank it. Do you know the consequence? Rejecting the wine in the name of you want to answer a good Christian on your traditional wedding by pouring it on the floor makes the custom to be biased, make you to be an enemy of that family. But people don't know.
So, coming to this, so are you trying to say that since that something of that nature happened, that means to me, I feel like the marriage has started having to from the foundation, because on that particular day, there is so many, everything that you see happening here has its own spiritual significance. If the mother and father of the girl did not bless the marriage, it is half done. That is why we are having so many divorces.
I still want to,
because we are getting it wrong.
I still want to clarify something.
Okay.
Peradventure, a young man have made this mistake. Possibly he poured away the wine
On that day.
Do you think it is wise of that young man to take a step to remedy the situation?
Remedying the situation, I don't know where to put the remedy. I don't know where to grab the remedy from, because you know they say when you spoil something, it depends on what you spoiled. Pouring the drink on the floor means you have rejected that family indirectly. So it will still take prayer. It will still take abusing the family in any way possible before. For instance, there is something I expected you to even ask me. There are some other cases where you see after the traditional wedding, and the process of going home, the family, the young man, because of the foundation.
I was about to come to that.
Okay.
I had an experience with a friend of mine.
Okay.
So this friend of mine, a Christian, very devoted. After the traditional marriage, they said they are not going because they have not done a church fair, that the wife should not follow him to his house.
To his house.
Honestly, I was
this particular question now.
What I want to say, but thank God I'm on a good platform like this.
You mean after the traditional wedding, because she did not follow people down to the young man's house.
Yes.
Because of what? You see, you are young men, but let me just tell you something. You know, like I always say, don't abuse Christian faith in the name of you want to be. Some people used to say, don't be more Catholic than the Pope. You try to deny tradition, its role in your marriage. Do you know that as the moment the people left the house for that traditional wedding, the family is waiting for the new bride? Check the scripture. Eliezer of Damascus went down to marry a wife for Isaac. On his way coming, he took the lady that same day, brought the lady home, and announced to Isaac, his master, this is the lady Rebecca, who I traveled to bring for you. The family member did not forbid him. You know, sometimes we want to be, oh, we are Christian, we are too good in Christian culture, and because of it we now abuse what's supposed not to be abused. Not bringing the lady is another step that you did not start the foundation of the marriage well. So that's the thing. Don't allow people to get carried away with oversized Christianity, and in the process of trying to maintain what they call the size Christianity, they now miss the major thing. You have seen it, you have heard from my visitors that there are so many errors we used to attribute in an attempt to handle our wedding, be it traditional wedding or church wedding. On this platform, we have set it aside to discuss immensely on issues that people have been abusing, misusing, not handling well. And that's the reason why the interaction we have today, the questions and the answers, the explanations, I believe it can go a long way to help you to understand vehemently that the way some people are giving much concern and recognition to church wedding is really derailing the essence of good marriage. But I pray, if you have made that mistake, maybe you can remedy it in one way or the other. But for those that are yet to get married, try to avoid it until we meet next week to discuss on another issue. You can put down your own observation, your own opinion, your own question as you are watching, because it will help our viewers to have the opportunity to be part of the interaction. May God be with you. I still remain Bishop Dr. Moses and Albert, the anchor man. It is well.